This is Tomo News for Tuesday, October 24th. This is where dead satellites meet their maker. Looking for a good site to dump some space junk? Look no farther than Point Nemo. Nations around the world bring down old spacecraft when possible in the most remote place on Earth called Point Nemo. Smaller satellites burn up in the atmosphere upon re-entry, but larger pieces are able to reach Earth's surface. The spacecraft graveyard is around 1,450 nautical miles away from any land. It lies in the South Pacific in a no-man's land between Australia, New Zealand, and South America. This oceanic pole of inaccessibility covers an area around 580 square miles and is home to more than 260 dead spacecraft, mostly Russian. China lost control of its Tiangong-1 space station in March 2016, which is now expected to crash into the Earth by early 2018. Since the Chinese are not in control of the spacecraft, they're currently unsure where pieces of the station will make contact. Experts won't be able to make reliable predictions until days before Tiangong-1 is expected to break up in the atmosphere. New study says it's possible to sweat blood. Are you one of those people that's always sweating? Have you ever sweat blood, though? A 21-year-old Italian woman was found to have been bleeding intermittently from her face and palms for 3 years. She was eventually diagnosed with blood sweating or hematohidrosis. This condition causes blood to seep out of unbroken skin like normal perspiration. It's most common on the face, ears, nose, and eyes, and is often associated with fear and emotional stress. The woman was treated with a beta blocker normally used to regulate blood pressure and heart rate. The medicine did not stop the bleeding, but she did experience a marked reduction in symptoms. Medical experts still don't know what causes the condition. Ovarian cancer may actually start in the fallopian tubes. A preliminary study of ovarian cancer suggests that its roots may lie in the fallopian tubes, a finding that could provide a new insight in treating the deadly disease. Ovarian cancer is the 5th largest cause of cancer deaths in women, as it is often detected late or is already widespread at the time of diagnosis. Scientists examined cell samples from women with ovarian tumors and those with cancer risk factors and found that all had mutations affecting the cancer-guarding p53 gene and 2 other tumor-suppressing genes. They tracked the source of the mutations to the fallopian tubes, where the cancer developed and eventually migrated to the ovaries over a 6.5-year period. Once in the ovaries, the cancer progressed more rapidly, metastasizing within 2 years. The team's findings will need to be further validated by additional studies, but the results provide a glimmer of hope. With such a large window from fallopian tube to ovarian cancer, scientists believe new methods should still be developed to detect and treat the cancer while it's still localized in the tubes. Maryland gives Elon Musk a nod to begin hyperloop project. If you build it, they will ride it. Maryland officials have given Elon Musk's The Boring Company the green light to dig tunnels for a hyperloop project between New York and Washington. The Boring Company plans to dig a 10.3-mile tunnel between the state-owned section of the Baltimore-Washington Parkway, between the Baltimore City Line and Maryland 175 in Hanover. The company has developed tunneling machines that can efficiently drill through soft soil at only a fraction of the cost of traditional tunneling. According to Musk's estimates, a hyperloop trip between Washington and New York would only take 29 minutes. The Boring Company wants to construct 2 35-mile tunnels between Baltimore and Washington. The 10-mile section approved by Maryland will be the first section of the underground system. Puerto Rico is back online. Giant balloons are now delivering mobile access to hurricane-ravaged Puerto Rico, thanks to a team-up between Google's parent company Alphabet and AT&T. More than 68% of cell sites in Puerto Rico are still out of service. To help restore communications, Project Loon has deployed giant balloons, which use the AT&T network to provide emergency internet service on the island. The service is limited to those with LTE-enabled phones and supports text messaging, email, and basic web browsing. The balloons float 20 kilometers up in the stratosphere, providing service to a roughly 5,000 square kilometer area. Solar panels power daytime operations, while also charging a battery for nighttime use. Though still an experimental technology, Project Loon proved effective in early 2017 when it provided basic connectivity to flood-affected areas in Peru. Mars has a twisted magnetotail. NASA says Mars has a twisted, its magnetotail, that is. New research using data gathered from NASA's MAVEN mission to Mars suggests the planet's atmosphere may be getting thinned via solar wind. Mars, like most planets, has a magnetotail, which is the side of a planet not facing the sun. NASA now suspects that Mars is different in that its magnetotail is twisted by solar winds from the sun. The space agency suspects this may have contributed to the thinning of the red planet's atmosphere. Can you imagine if the magnetotail was a tail that was the Magneto? Just one giant wagging purple helmeted mutant waving back and forth in space.